Wow. Third phase of moon. Blake Cousins here, pumped up. Big week. Man, this is getting exciting right here at Third Phase of Moon. That was some Paul Barrett music. I'm just getting stoked about what's going down in at Third Phase. Let me tell you, this last week's Friday radio show got over 100,000 views on our Third Phase of Moon. People are waking up that, hey, we're not alone, people. We got a lot of callers in. Calling in tonight. We're going to try to get to every single one of them. You know, I got something to say tonight that, you know, all the subscribers out there and the people that watch Third Phase of Moon and leave their opinions, let me tell you, they're sharpening up. People are getting smart and on it, because when a video gets posted, the thumbs up of what's being seen is a pretty good indicator of what's going on videos, and Third Phase of Moon sees this. And I got to say, this Bryant video that came out of Brian Irvin captured this video of a classic flying saucer. It's on YouTube, Third Phase Moon. We're going to be going over some of that video. We got in contact with Bryant. He said this is real. It's not a joke. He is incapable of doing any kind of CGI. So what you're seeing in this video, captured by Brian Irving, is real, people. And what it is was captured by a few other people across the United States at around the same time of this massive object in the sky, whatever it was, captured last week on the eastern coast. You know, contact Third Phase Moon if you captured what this is, because, you know, it's something quite large. And I think the world's waking up that, well, maybe what we're looking at is reverse alien technology being utilized by the government from around the world, maybe doing slight exposure into disclosure coming here real soon, because, you know, this stuff's in your face. Now, I want to get to people's callers. We're going to try to get to everybody tonight, so we'll try and keep each individual down to about 5-6 minutes, and then we'll move along, because time's short right here at Third Phase Moon Friday Night Radio Show. The number to call in is 347-934-0378. This is Blake Cousins taking your call, so let's get to it. 719, you're live. Third Phase Moon. Is it Troy? Troy, hey, thanks for waiting.
Yes, no problem. Thanks, Blake. I have a story for you.
Thank you. Let's hear it.
Well, I have a lot of illustrations and a lot of video I made on Troy's channel on YouTube. I put some of them in the comments on some of your videos. I love Third Phase of Moon, and I'm so glad that I could get this radio station. This is great. I had an abduction experience about 24 years ago.
Hey, Troy, Troy, before we get to your experience, I just want to know, what was your YouTube channel again? I want to take a look at that.
My name is all capital letters except for the S. Troy's channel.
Oh, Troy's channel. We got it. We'll take a look. Can I share some of your images to Third Phase?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, you can go to Troy's channel, Facebook, Troy's fan channel, Instagram, Troy's channel, Google Plus, Troy's channel, YouTube.
Gotcha. Can we share it on our Third Phase of Moon channel? We'll put the link. We'll put your link on for sure. That's how we roll. Okay, let's hear your abduction story that happened, 24 years ago? Wow. How old were you?
Yeah. Well, I've been having experiences since I was about 6 or 7, and I always talk to people about these beings, and isn't it cool how UFOs fly over, and people are like, no. And I'm like, you know, the ships that come over, because I thought when I was young that everybody knew this. So I was discouraged because people were saying, oh, well, maybe it's a satellite or this and that. Well, as I got older and older, I started realizing that what I'm seeing are these, I thought were alien spacecraft. So anyway, one day I knew when I was about 23 that I was going to have an incredible experience. I lived in California, in Santa Cruz. And I kept getting all these signs that I'm going to move somewhere, and it ended up that I moved to Sedona, Arizona. Well, I went out there to paint houses with my uncle, and the climate is so nice out there, we all decided to camp out. So I got a tent, and I went way out towards Long Canyon, and I had the experience that has, I don't know if it's plagued me or what, but I had an experience with these beings that people think are alien beings. But what I had an experience with was they came to me in my tent, and there was a little one, there was a couple of little ones, there was a tall one. I'm trying to say this real quick because I know you have other callers. There was a tall one.
It's okay. Let me get a question in. So were you by yourself camping out?
Yes, I was by myself. I'm enjoying life. I was living outside for about a year at the time. I think it was around September. And I heard this.
And then all of a sudden they approached you in the tent. Let me tell you, that's kind of crazy. We've been getting there's a man that called in, and he said when he was about 14 years old that he he killed an alien as it tried to enter his tent. So this is quite interesting. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I probably have an answer about that, which is kind of strange that somebody could kill an alien. But anyway, I heard this strange wind twirling in the air. It was getting louder and louder, and as it came towards my tent up above me, I thought I heard a branch I imagined in my mind a branch getting blown out of the tree and landing on the ground. And it went crunch, and everything stopped. No more wind, no more insect sounds. And so I'm sitting in my tent and, getting ready to go to sleep. It's probably about 2 or 3 in the morning because I used to work late. And all of a sudden, I heard somebody take 4 footsteps. Now, usually you would hear somebody approaching you, coming towards your tent, 30, 40, 50 footsteps. But I just heard somebody standing there, and they decided to take 4 footsteps. Then I was thinking, who the hell is that? Who's outside my tent? And they're just standing there. And I said, I hope you know that I know you're there, and I also hope you know I am fully protected, because I didn't know who it was. And I thought it was some dude, 3 o'clock in the morning, just standing next to my tent. I heard a swallowing sound and a stomach growling sound, and I'm like, he's still there. And he just swallowed and made a growling, gurgly sound in the stomach. The next thing I know, I see this like little silver thing by my door. Now, you know those nylon zippers on the tent doors? If you keep zipping them over and over and over, they don't work anymore.
Sure. Yep. They wear out after a while.
Yeah, they wear out, and you just push it, it just unzips. So I just used to tuck it underneath. I had a 4-man dome tent with a queen-size mattress. So it was wide open all the time. So I see this little silver thing, like somebody's holding this little antenna-like spike thing next to the tent. And I'm like, what the hell is that guy holding there? What is he doing? What is that? And then I heard this noise. It sounded like you would to a squirrel or something. The sound was like.
Okay.
And
we're gonna have to move along. Yeah, and then what?
Okay. So then I heard these sounds, and I saw this little silver thing, and then the next thing I know I see this hand, and this being comes into my tent and starts reaching towards me, and I was looking at it as it was getting closer and closer to my head.
Wow.
And I was like, it was in the middle of the night. It was freaking me out. Something was telling me that's not real, but I heard the polyester sound of it sliding against the door, and my brain said, if I can hear it, and I couldn't take it, and I passed out. The next thing I know, I'm standing.
Let me ask you this. So you saw hands. You saw the hands of this.
I saw a little hand holding the spike thing, and then he started.
Can you recall how many fingers?
3 fingers holding.
So that was
it's all on my Facebook. I've been obsessed with this for 24 years. It's all on the Facebook, all on Google Plus, all my art, all of the.
I'm looking at your drawings that you did. So that's cool that we're sharing this. Go ahead.
Cool, yeah, because I've been doing this all my life. And everybody thinks I'm obsessed. I'm like, it's put me into shock. It's changed my life. So anyway, the next thing I know I'm leaning over, and I wake up and I'm looking at the ground. and I'm barefoot, and I'm outside my tent. And I was just kind of all like Novocaine, numb and tingly all over. And then there was a time where, you know how you see something out of the corner of your eye and then you jerk your head to look at it? Well, I saw this short-looking one with the big, huge eyes, and it looked like a little one with a huge head. And when I saw it, I was like, I couldn't believe it. So I went to throw up. I was like, oh, my God, no way. I went to throw up, and then I passed out. And then later on, however long later, I woke up again, and I'm poking my feet on all these little sharp objects and things because I felt all numb and tingly, and I felt like something was behind me. And I said, I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to look behind me. And I turn my head slowly, and I look up at this 13-foot tall leader one, kind of looking like a praying mantis-looking one, kind of an ant head-looking one. And in that split second, I was looking at me. I could see the tent. I could see everything from his point of view. I became him looking at me. I felt like I was the pine tree. I became one with everything. I could feel all the rocks, everything in there. So the next thing I know, I'm back in my tent. Are you there?
Oh, I'm listening. No doubt about it.
Okay.
So are you from Colorado Springs, Troy?
Yes, I'm from Colorado Springs.
Okay. You know what?
That was the short version.
Yeah, I know. I bet you we could. Yeah, your story sounds very interesting. And unfortunately, I think what we need to do is get you back so we could continue off what we just did. But you know what? Stand by, because people might have some questions for you. And
okay.
You know, that's quite amazing.
I want to point out one thing real quick.
Okay. Sure thing.
When I had this experience, I just had to say real quick, because I wanted to get it all out there, that this experience happened. I have all these illustrations. It's changed my life. So one of the things that I felt, people say they do telepathy. When I had this experience, I was looking at me through its eyes. They do this thing, I think, with nanotechnology. I think they submerge everything in nanotechnology, and everything becomes one. So it's not a telepathy. It's you become them and they become you, because I felt like I was the pine tree. I felt like I was all the rocks. I was like Troy, all the rock, Troy, the tree, Troy, the alien looking at me. But what I got from that experience is there was something else controlling them, and that they were just cloned avatars. They are tools, but something else is inside them, and maybe hundreds of other beings are using this cloned avatar as the experience. So like when this other person you said that may have killed an alien, they're not aliens, they're clones, they're tools. So they would never risk their own life. They use these cloned avatars, beings, to do these things. That's why they can travel the speeds they do and stuff. Using nanotechnology, I think.
That's quite amazing. You know, I'm looking at one of your, and now I'm looking at a photograph, and at 4 a.m. I hear footsteps turning into rock.
Yeah.
There's this thing that's showing some kind of wand. You know what, Troy? And this is quite interesting, because Troy just might have found out the mystery to what was his name? The caller, the 14-year-old boy. Brett's trying to recall it. We got to get it. Somebody could help me out. We get a lot of callers, but in regards to this, after the alien was killed, he killed it with a stick. It turned into this liquid kind of thing. And basically, what I think what Troy's trying to say is that this is basically grease for the will. Basically, these things are just machines. They're not. There's nothing to them, and they're being used by the aliens above. Is it something like this, Troy? Am I on the right track?
Yes. And like the Roswell thing, they didn't crash. They purposely crashed because they want to infiltrate with nanotechnology, because these dead alien bodies, which are cloned avatars, I call them disposable cloned avatars. They are put together with nanotechnology. So when the military comes in and takes these aliens from the Roswell crash, they are actually wanting them to, because they're going to put nanotechnology all over their hands, all over their underground base, whatever they did with these, with the craft and the equipment. This kid killed this alien he thinks is an alien, and it disintegrates. There's been videos of people seeing these things accidentally, and they flash and disappear because they're not real. It's almost like the beaming technology, like when Captain Kirk would beam to a planet. Imagine if they just beamed a robot or something down there, and through the eyes of this robot, Captain Kirk did his thing. So it's like, instead of beam me up and do this and that, they use cloning technology and nanotechnology, and they upload their consciousness into the spacecraft, into robots, into these cloned avatars.
You know, that is astonishing and mind-bending, to say the least. And that's what I love about Third Phase Moon Friday radio shows. You get to hear this, and people get to share this to the world right now. Man. Troy, stand by. We're going to get, I want you to call in. So next week, maybe people got callers. We're going to be sharing your drawings, your renditions of these encounters, the insight you have. I'm sure you got so much more to say, but for now, we're going to have to get to other callers, and maybe they got questions for Troy, but let's get to, I think we got Lee waiting. Lee.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. Welcome
Am
to
I
Third
here?
Phase Moon. Yep. What do you got to share tonight? Or you got a question? Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for the platform, and I want to thank you for an outlet, and I want to thank you for the freedom, brother. Now, I'm a straight talker, and I want to cut to the chase. I don't want to waste any time here. When I was 3 years old, one of the earliest memories I can remember was my parents took me to see a drive-in movie of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And it was a crystal clear night, and I was mesmerized by this. And I'd never been to a drive-in anyway. And I was, 3 years old, and it was in Rockville, and it literally, when that ship flew up into the sky, it melded into the real sky. It was that cool. So anyway, I knew what a UFO was, as far as in my head, as a 3-year-old. All right, so dig it. When I'm 4, I'm at a family reunion, okay? And I'm standing outside. It's like the sun is not set or anything. It's like you can see clear, and it was like, springtime, and all the grown-ups were, just standing around talking, and I was only 4, so I was trying to I was just standing around, and you know how they ignore kids? Sometimes the grown-ups don't pay attention. And
Sure.
I was just standing around, so I look up, and I see a UFO. And I knew it was a UFO because I saw Close Encounters, and I played with blocks trying to recreate where they landed after I saw the movie, my mom told me. And I didn't even remember that. But anyway, so I knew what I was looking at. The problem was no one else noticed. And I was trying to get everybody's attention. And this thing looked like it was about, this is in Bethesda, okay? And my whole family was there. I was the only one who saw this. And it literally hovered in one direction, and it slowly turned. Now, the problem is I see 2 American stars on it, one on either side. And that doesn't make sense to me because in the UFOs that I thought about from Steven Spielberg or, Star Wars, which hadn't come out yet, I don't think, but, the UFO idea, why are American stars on this? This is upsetting me. So I run down, and I try to get my dad, but he's talking to another adult, and he's just like, yeah, I got away. So I run back up to see this thing, and I run past the grown-ups who don't see me, and I ran through my grandmother's backyard following this thing, and I watched it slowly. I mean, it went very slowly. It was a complete disc, like a UFO, but an American star on either side, okay? Now, I knew the difference at that age. I a kind of empathic ability a little bit in my family, in my mom's side, so I can kind of feel things in a different way, sometimes more intense. But anyway, I tried to get validation about it. Nobody saw it, and I knew I wasn't dreaming. And when I finally tried to, I was too young for anyone to understand me at that time, but I knew what I saw, and so I suppressed it because everybody who would talk about UFOs like they were real in the 70s would think you were crazy. So I didn't want, and I got in trouble at school. You know, I was never very good in school. So I didn't want to get more trouble or be called crazy. So I was like bipolar anyway. You know, so I was like, I have no credibility. They're going to think I'm an idiot or whatever. So one day in junior high, I look at this Air Force book for some reason, and I see something similar looking, but it had a hovering thing in the middle of it, and it had the stars, but not the but the hovering thing was not what I saw. Now, on your show, this is what I'm calling your show, or I think, or what led me to call your show is I saw this disclosure movie, and I'm just sitting there. And like 40 minutes into it, I see this thing that I saw when I was 3 years old that I've been holding on to, and I would not talk about it, and a lot of other dramas were going on. But it was an unresolved thing with me, and nobody cared. And one time it came up when I was 19, and my uncle brought it up, and all he did was sit there and run it down, you know, and I was like, if you're going to beat me down, I know you want to talk about it. Because I can't prove it. You know, but then, like, when I see this movie and I see this footage, I took a picture of it and I took video to send all of my friends and my family to prove that what I saw was real, brother. Because what it was, they explained what it was. It was backward engineered. I'm not hip with all the computer stuff, but, like, it was back engineered UFO from Roswell kind of, like, technology that the military was testing. That's what I think it was.
Well, you know, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Lee. You're exactly right. What we're seeing, in my opinion, is some of ours, but some of theirs as well, mixed in. What Lee just shared is exactly what most people have had, the stigma about this UFO phenomenon, that when people see these sightings, they're afraid of ridicule. They're afraid of losing their jobs. They're afraid of being teased in school. And now there's an open avenue right here at Third Phase for people to share this and not, you know, just share it to the world. There it is, and people are responding in great ways. Like I said, 100,000 listeners and watched right here at Third Phase of Moon on our YouTube channel. Quite amazing. Lee just shared this story to Third Phase of Moon, and that's what's quite exciting about this. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to get to a lot of callers. We got a bunch more callers. So stand by. Blake Cousins, Third Phase of Moon. We'll be right back.
Third Phase of Moon.
Third Phase of Moon. Third Phase of Moon.
That's right. Third phase of moon's back. Blake Cousins here, and I got to tell you, there's a lot of callers in tonight, and it's quite incredible. And Benjamin's been waiting for about 30 minutes now to get on the show. We're going to try and get to everybody tonight. Let's get to it. Benjamin, you there? 520.
Hey, what's going on, Blake?
Hey, man. Thanks for waiting. How you doing? Where are you calling from?
All right. I'm calling from Tucson, Arizona.
All right, man. You said you wanted to share, or you had a question for Third Phase Moon. How was it?
No. Well, the story and a question. I've been trying to post videos for you guys for quite a few months now, and I'm just not that technologically genius.
Okay.
But I did see most of them are nighttime, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of them are military operations, but
yeah.
They're kind of crazy traffics out here. But yesterday during the daytime, I caught my first daytime UFO, and it was a very clear flying saucer. I got video of it. My girlfriend's seen it. Her mom's seen it.
And you got some video of a flying saucer yesterday in broad daylight?
Yes.
Okay, do you have a YouTube channel? Did you upload it there?
Yeah, that's the only thing I know how to do to upload it. And the thing is, I don't know how to make it where other people can view my YouTube.
Well,
because I've got no views on any of my videos.
Benjamin, it's a tough world out there on YouTube, my friend. Let's get your YouTube channel. Let's share this to the world right now. What's the name?
All right, it's Samuel Boylan.
Samuel.
Samuel, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Boylan, Boylan. One
word, one?
No, it's two words. Samuel Boylan, yeah. That's just my channel.
All right, man. We're gonna pull that up.
I just uploaded the one from yesterday about 20 minutes ago. Okay, well. I don't take very good video. All I have to work with is my cell phone. It's a pretty crappy cell phone, so the video I do take is the best I can really get away with.
Okay, let's get a flip it for you. Do you got that? That's Samuel Boylan. See if you can find me the link. I'm having a hard time. Maybe there's a lot of Samuel Boylans out there on YouTube, and maybe you got to name it something else for it to be seen. But let's get back to Benjamin real quick. We'll try and pull that video up. Flip it, you there? Let's you search that. He's Flip it. It's our man to go to on the chat line. He goes by Flip It for you. He's always here every week trying to help out. Samuel Boylan. I don't see it. Is that the first name? Yeah, right. I don't think we're getting it. That's unfortunate. Well, let's see. We're going back to Benjamin at 520. So let me just make sure I'm spelling this right. Samuel. Samuel.
Samuel.
Let's try that.
Samuel.
There's no D at the end of Boylan. It's just Boylan with an N.
No, it's just Boylan. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'm subscribed to you guys too. You guys were one of the first channels I subscribed to.
Samuel, go to my About page on the YouTube channel, okay? There's an About page, right? And if you, punch in the little, you have to decipher a little code, and you'll get my email address there. Email me your video or a link to your video, okay?
That's what Blake, that's what I did last time, but it's saying because I'm emailing everything from my...
Let me get this daylight video first. This daylight UFO sighting, because I get a lot of nighttime footage, and I can't respond to every single flash in the sky. But it sounds like you captured something good this time, right?
Yeah, in the naked eye, it was a red metallic saucer.
Okay,
and it was moving kind of fluidly. But on the video camera from my phone, it looks like a orb or a blip. It comes out completely different looking.
Gotcha. Well, you know what, man? I'd still like to take a look at your video. And when was this? Where exactly was this? It was captured yesterday.
This was yesterday around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just came back from the VA emergency room. I fractured a couple ribs.
How'd you do that?
I fell down some stairs. I got some combat injuries, and I'm not too stable on my feet anymore.
Wow, so you've served for our country.
I did 8 years, 3 years in Iraq.
Oh, man, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so that was Benjamin. We're going to try and get his videos, and definitely you keep in touch. You got our email. I'm sure we get your videos. Sorry, Benjamin, I don't get to get back to everybody. It's almost impossible, but I go over every single video. And when we see something that we like, we get back to them right away. And maybe, Benjamin, you captured something good. And it sounds you got to get new equipment sometimes when you're capturing UFOs on a kind of a timely manner. 320, you're live, Third Phase Moon. Welcome to the show.
Hey, hello. Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. I hear you loud and clear.
Hi. Okay, Vincent? My name is Vincent Fisher,
hey, Vincent,
Fischer. And I live in Litchfield, Minnesota. And the beings and the orb ships, I call them orb ships, they've been coming to my house for 7 years now. And I'm nervous but
it's all right,
they're
man.
my friends.
Relax.
They're my friends. And I'm not a storyteller about it. I don't know how to really create a story like these other guys. I'm not as good storyteller as these guys that you're talking to. But they're my friends, and they come and see me all the time. My wife sees them, and my daughter and my son see them. And the big orb ships that were here the first time are pretty big. They were 300 feet across. There's two of them with the little flares, little flare ships that were coming out of them. But anyway, I don't know where to start. I mean, it's been 7 years of knowing them, and I'm friendly with them, and they come down with the orb ships, and they turn the soft light glow on when they're lower. Otherwise, they fly up, and it's not just that they have.
All right, Vincent, slow down. Hold on. Take a deep